Hey guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Just realized the door was open. Different table, obviously. I'm actually filming this at my mum's kind of art table. She has a creative room at their place. I'm working from here today and the light is so beautiful, and I've been hating not being able to use natural light because at home I film at night, and I thought maybe I'll try and film this quickly on my lunch break, and I think the light is gorgeous, so I hopefully will be able to do that a little bit more. This is my August Inky Thoughts video. A few things to show you. I started to do some planning in here, and I will eventually then write it into my inspiration book. So I've been thinking about that, but because I am, who knows, silly, I'm going to redo all my swatches. I did a swatching of doing that snap block bag, and then I tried a couple and I love it. So I'm going to redo all my swatches. And as you can see, I've started some and I just love it. Now, some of these things I don't actually have anymore, so I'll keep that for the time being. But I just really love it. So that was the first thing I wanted to show you. I'm getting somewhere, but call me crazy. And I'll finish that and then find another way I want to swatch. But so really why we're here is, what are we thinking for August? And what I'm thinking for August has been around complementary and contrasting colours. I've been playing, and I haven't included it in a currently ink because I've just kind of been doing it with my work pens. I've been looking at some contrast. What I think I've maybe settled on is a little bit different to this. This was looking at kind of contrasting colours. Looking at that colour wheel, so like a blue and a brown, for example. But what I'm thinking about is maybe thinking of that more in a work context, but actually going, why don't I pick two purples, a really saturated one, and then maybe a chroma shading or a less saturated, and kind of explore in that way. And then I was like, okay, so I usually ink up 8 pens. So if I do like a purple, a pink, a blue and a green, but times 2, if that makes sense. And then I was like, and then is there a way even within that to still explore this contrasting thing that I'm thinking of? That's pretty broad. How do I narrow it down? Well, I guess this is what this is about, and I probably need some help. But a few things, and I just need to find them, are certain. The first one is I still have some Terraneshi Inks Opera Rose in my TWSBI Eco. I don't want to waste that, so this will be inked. So it's about finding a saturated colour to fit with that. I really loved last month using Tuna Grey, the Dominant Industries, so I do wonder if I go for the Ginger Chicken. That being said, that Vinta Inks is a really beautiful ink. That's the Ginger Chicken there. I mean, look at that swatch. Beautiful. I would love to use Ancient Copper again, but do I try something different? And the other option is, I mean, that's pulling out more some of the oranges, or the option in here is, do you go down more where are they? Where am I, like, what am I thinking of? Or maybe what I'm thinking of is right in front of me, more like a brown. That's one color kind of frame I'm thinking of. And I'm classifying that as, that wasn't even in my 4, was it? I said pink, purple, blue, green. Well, maybe we're going to say a brownie orange is 1. So let me see. And we know one of them is going to be TWSBI Eco. And she, well, this isn't very neat, sorry. I think if I did whiskey, I'm not sure what I put it in. If I did Ginger Chicken, it would I'd probably put it in my Mahjong Chig. Ginger. Oh my God, why can't I spell today? Maybe I'll stop writing. Let's start it again. I'm going to show you like this. main frame even. So we're going to say brown orange. We know that I would like to use opera rose. So then next to that, we're thinking maybe ginger chicken, maybe whiskey, or maybe Robert Oster chocolate. These being the more saturated and that one being the less. So that's my first thought, and that has a little bit of a guide to it because I know that that pen is inked. Next thing I am certain of is that I want to use this pen again. I've probably got like a quarter left of Robert Oster Go-Go that I know I will be able to finish. And I am intrigued maybe to use like one of the chroma shading ones in there. So whether it's something like Sailor Munyo Neko Yanagi or Troublemaker Milky Ocean, because, you know, I put that in my ink rainbow because it's something I keep wanting to ink and I keep finding something else. So is it actually time? Now, these are blue-ish. I think these could be a blue or a purple. So I'm thinking maybe about that as a pairing. The other option is I really, really enjoyed, and this is going a bit of left field because it's quite different, I really enjoyed using Konpeki a little while ago. I don't actually think it was in my current ink. I just inked it up just to test it out again, and I loved it. And that could pair quite nicely. That's obviously a very different feel. So if I look at that, it's like, well, then what option do I go down? If I go with the Konpeki, then I want to look at like a less saturated blue-ish, which I think that there could be some sort of relationship there, but then I think about what do I need to put that in? Or if I go with one of these, I was actually thinking, do I go something like the Monteverde Super Show Violet, or coming back into this one, there's a few options really. Colorburst Delicious Sleep, like go more back into taking the purples out of it, or Momboto's Hat, which could be really interesting. And then this I thought could be a good ink to use at work as well. I wonder what that would look like in the Mahjong. Or I really like this month that the Goulet Pen's nib on the Jinhao, which is what I had Van Diemen's in. Anyway, that could be something. So I don't know, I think I'm liking this type of relationship more than the Konpeki. So why don't I keep trying? I'll try and narrow it down. I'm gonna put the Konpeki away, guys. Pardon me, because it's already too much. So what I'm saying next is, in the purple Lurple world, I would really like to use the Opus 888, and I'm thinking about Milky Ocean or Neko Yanagi, and then on the other side I'm thinking Delicious Sleep, Super Show Violet, or Mon Photos. And the little bits of work, the little bits of stuff I was doing before was going, even from what I'm thinking about, is there a way then to explore that contrast I was talking about before? So like at work, if I used Momboto's Hat and Ginger Chicken together, what would that contrast look like? Or down here I did, what was this? Mad Hatter and Konpeki. Maybe, or Seal Rock. I don't know. Anyway, so that's where that kind of thinking has come from. Now I've realized, because it's a new setup, I don't know, have I been completely out of frame? I hope not. All right, I'm going to move these around here so you can see a little bit better, hopefully. Let's have a look. So this should, in theory, represent 4 pens, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I need to break that in half. Then I look at pinky, burgundy, that world. And I mean, to be honest, part of me could do like a whole thing with that. But let's, try and limit. And this one, I guess there's just so many options. Haven't used Hippo Purple in a while. Really enjoy it. I think this is something I'd really like to use. Sailor Ink Studio 252. I used Cat's Guard this month, really enjoyed it. We'll definitely go back to it, but maybe not now. I really thought that I'd be wanting to do Plum Nut again, but there's just so many different options. I mean, Diamond Merlot, 100% one I would love to look at again, but, does it match that? Maybe this could be nice. It's hard. So even if I just look at this, because this is going into a purple, isn't it? It's not a pink. But I look at this and I go, I can see a relationship between those two and those two, depending on the darker. And if I bring out something a little bit more pinky, I really love that. I think it would need to go in the right thing, the Twisby Grape. Or do you go like a Diamond Merlot and an Le Bon Aphrodite, like coming more into the reddy pink part of it, and bring the purples, like let the purples kind of hang over here, and then these guys also have a bit of relationship with this brownie type feeling. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, I'm looking for more, pardon me, more to bring out, and maybe that's just doing myself a disservice. Okay, so what I would like to look at then is there like a pink more that can go with that? I loved Plum Nut when I used it last time. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. Okay, stop, Sarah. That's already too many. So the third, I guess, set we're looking at, should we call it pink-ish? So I am definitely drawn to, what if I say let's do Merlot and look at it next to Plum Nut, Aphrodite, or I don't know why I wrote Sailor there because I haven't done the rest of them. 252. What does that do? I think there's something there. Maybe I can get rid of Aphrodite just to try and narrow it down a bit. Okay. I'm going to keep those two out. I'm not going to write them down. I'm trying to, it's like, I love doing this. And then it's like, but then you have to choose. Okay. So then the last colour-y I've been thinking about is that green. But I actually look at it now and I go, I wonder if overall more of that greeny brown would fit better. So I'm not sure. Let's have a look down here. That is, pardon me, apologies. These are all quite saturated, which is kind of what I have been thinking about, but okay, so I am very intrigued to use Mad Hatter. Or maybe this is a better option. If I'm looking at going, do I go green or do I go a greeny brown? Kelp tea kind of fits in the middle of that somewhere. So that's something I could use maybe. But then it's like, okay, so what does a saturated version of that look like? Robert Oster avocado, or is that too similar? I feel like someone will be like, choose that one, it's right in front of you. And then in here, we're getting into these, the more greeny browns, and then that's quite brown, browny yellow. I mean, we haven't used gold antiqua in a long while. Riveting when I'm just silent, guys. Oh, you know, I have a small bit of this. That could be really fun to use. What does that look like? Wow, that could be. And then if you actually use that as like a less saturated, that could be maybe interesting in there. And then I still think that doesn't look too out of sorts. Okay, I'm going to put Gold Antico back and then I'll write this down. So for green, brown, but mostly green. Do we do, I love how I've been just using names and now all of a sudden I'm writing diamond. Safari. Do we classify, how do we classify these ones? There's avocado, Mad Hatter, or kelp tea. So between that, then that would, there's my 4 colors, which would equate to 8 pens. How many do I have out here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So let's try and get rid of some now just to make life a little bit easier. And I'm going to move this because I also don't think it's completely in frame. So let me have a looky-loo here. Also tell me, do you guys prefer it with kind of this daylight? It's my lunch break. It's quite late in the afternoon though. But I do, but I would love to know if you can see a difference. I can bring my like white backing over next time if that's a bit nicer as well. So looking at this, I can't believe I really wanted to use it, but I think that's what I'm going to take out. Okay, I'm taking out Aphrodite because I think that works. And I actually think I'm going to take out Super Show as well. I'm just trying to get these into their like kind of families, if that makes sense. And then I think that goes. I think that's a pretty solid pairing. That maybe that's the only pardon me, only one I've got worked out. Can you guys tell I'm getting sick again? I think that is very likely to be seen. Look, I just got rid of 3 pretty ruthlessly. Maybe I don't have to get rid of any more. Okay, get rid of 2 more maybe. Maybe, or I'll get rid of 1 more. All right, this is where I'm looking at narrowing down. So I need to get rid of 2 of those, 2 of those, and 1 of these. And hopefully somewhere within that ends up being my 8. As I said before, the other things I'm thinking about is that this pen sits with those 2 somewhere. This is in an eco. If I would like to use my vintage pen, I need to think about then the ink I'm putting in it as well. This is a very wet ink I found just in swatching, so I'd have to think about that. You know, do you want to see the sheen on that? What am I looking at? And again, with the chroma shading, it's like, am I going to get the full extent of it like this one as well? All right, how long have I been rambling for? I'm sure long enough. Thank you so much. As always, please let me know in the comments below, what do you think, what works, what doesn't? And I can't wait to ink up pens and show you guys what I ended up deciding on. Speak to you guys soon. Bye.